This is John West, Vice President of Discovery Institute and co-founder of its Center for Science and Culture. Washington, D.C. is not just the nation's capital where Congress meets, the President lives, and the Supreme Court presides. Washington, D.C. is also a city of monuments and memorials to many great figures of the past who contributed to our development as a nation. In this video, we'll visit 4 iconic memorials. Each highlights something important from our nation's history, and each has a connection to debates about science, faith, and intelligent design. Our first stop will be the Jefferson Memorial. This memorial is dedicated to our nation's 3rd president and author of the Declaration of Independence. The Jefferson Memorial was opened on April 13, 1943, the 200th anniversary of Jefferson's birth. But when it opened, its bronze statue was not finished yet because of wartime shortages, so a plaster statue was put in its place until 1947. Thomas Jefferson was a man of contradictions. He rejected biblical Christianity and the divinity of Jesus, but he believed in God. He owned slaves, but he believed slavery was morally wrong. Jefferson's affirmation in the Declaration of Independence that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights was grounded in his view of nature as being the product of intelligent design. Jefferson thought nature's design should be obvious to anyone who looked. In a letter to John Adams, he wrote, "I hold without appeal to revelation that when we take a view of the universe in its parts general or particular, it is impossible for the human mind not to perceive and feel a conviction of design, consummate skill, and indefinite power in every atom of its composition." In another letter, Jefferson wrote about how the atheist views the universe as eternal, with matter always having existed, so it didn't need a creator. The theist, on the other hand, said Jefferson, points to the heavens above and to the earth beneath, and to the waters under the earth, and asks if these did not proclaim a first cause, possessing intelligence and power in the production, and intelligence in the design and constant preservation of the system. For Jefferson, the universe was meaningful because it was intelligently designed, and nature herself made this clear. Our second stop will be the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, located at 1964 Independence Avenue Southwest. The street number is intentional. It's a reference to the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which was the culmination of Reverend Dr. King's efforts to vindicate the truths enshrined in the Declaration of Independence and secure equal treatment for all Americans regardless of race. Opened in 2011, the Martin Luther King Memorial was the first on the National Mall to honor an African American. Dr. King's support of human equality was grounded in his Christian conviction that all men and women are created in the image of God. These same beliefs led King to be a sharp critic of scientific racism and scientific materialism. In the words of Dr. King, "To believe that human personality is the result of the fortuitous interplay of atoms and electrons is as absurd as to believe that a monkey, by hitting typewriter keys at random, will eventually produce a Shakespearean play. Sheer magic. It is much more sensible to say with Sir James Jeans, the physicist, that the universe seems to be nearer to a great thought than to a great machine. Or with Arthur Balfour, the philosopher, that we now know too much about matter to be materialists. Materialism is a weak flame that is blown out by the breath of mature thinking." King wrote elsewhere that this universe is not a tragic expression of meaningless chaos, but a marvelous display of orderly cosmos. What a wonderful expression. Our third stop will be the World War II Memorial, dedicated to the Americans who served in the Second World War. Opened in 2004, this memorial consists of 56 pillars representing U.S. states and territories and a pair of small arches for the Atlantic and Pacific theaters, surrounding an oval plaza and fountain. The memorial includes 2 inconspicuous "Kilroy was here" engravings. That saying was inscribed by American GIs all around the world during the war. World War II has special significance to the debate over Darwinism. As historian Richard Weikart has documented, the Nazi regime that we fought was founded squarely on the tenets of social Darwinism. Hitler declared in one of his speeches, "In this world, the laws of natural selection apply. Nature has given the stronger and healthier the right to live. Woe to anyone who is weak. He cannot expect pity from anyone." Nazi genocide against the Jews, the handicapped, and others was often justified in explicitly Darwinian terms. The World War II Memorial stands as a somber reminder that a false conception of science can have horrific consequences, as well as a reminder of the depths of human depravity. But the memorial also stands as a reminder of the self-sacrifice that humans are capable of in standing against evil. Our final stop will be the Lincoln Memorial. Opened in 1922, this memorial has been the location of many historic gatherings, including Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech in 1963. Abraham Lincoln was a man of deep faith, but he never joined a church, and people often wondered about his precise religious beliefs. Born on the exact same day as Charles Darwin, Lincoln never spoke publicly about Darwin's theory. But one of his friends claimed that Lincoln was impressed by the book Vestiges of the Natural History of Creation by Robert Chambers. Unlike Darwin, Chambers thought the evolution of life was guided by intelligent design. In the words of Chambers, "From the mandibles of insects to the hand of man, all is seen to be in the most harmonious relationship to the things of the outward world, thus clearly proving that design presided in the creation of the whole." Design, again implying a designer. It appears that Lincoln agreed with this view. According to one of his acquaintances, Lincoln affirmed that he believed in a creator of all things. Why? Because in view of the order and harmony of all nature which all beheld, it would have been more miraculous for nature to have come about by chance than to have been created and arranged by some great thinking power. Indeed, Lincoln was right. Nature requires a creator who thinks and plans and exercises foresight, a creator who loves beauty, a creator who can design everything to work together in harmony. I hope you enjoyed our visit to these 4 memorials. You can find out more about intelligent design at intelligentdesign.org. That's intelligentdesign.org.